share my screen. Okay, so ooh, I actually marked down timestamps for this. So let's go to those. Let's be efficient here. So it's primarily two main things that I saw while watching you play. I see that you're with Grizzy, and I feel like Keys. Yeah, Keys. I felt like I recognized the name a little bit. So I knew that you had communication with your DPS at least, and I was able to see that a little bit in the game, in the team play as well. So that's good. From last time I've seen, this is definitely significantly different gameplay. I guess it was a lot of months ago, last time I've watched you play. Otherwise, so I'm gonna start out first, like, let's just watch exactly what you do, and I would like you to think, what did you do kinda differently here that you could have changed? Yeah, it's right around there. Now both of your DPS are dead. What do you think? What do you think could have been better here that you did?
I probably should have came because I knew the DPS were here. I probably should have came back around and backed up because like they had this angle here they were holding.
Yeah. It just wait. Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
We could have also probably got a pick on their tank here.
Were you calling the tank? That is something I'm curious about. Were you calling the tank?
I wasn't, but May did.
Okay. So as long as one of you knew to be looking at that tank, that's good. Because you had that comms. Because if you guys just weren't calling a target at all, that's not good at all. But in general, what I'm seeing here is that you kind of forget about the team a little bit, and you kind of tunnel on the tank. Like, you hear the one target called, and after that target is called, you kind of tunnel onto that Doomfist instead of thinking, like, yes, I want to be helpful with my team, but also what's going on around me? How am I supporting my team? Like, yes, this is good, but we keep going in. We just keep trying. Well, if I go back a little bit, and we just keep trying to fight this angle, keep trying to fight it without really having that support of the extra team. Like, yes, we go in for the stun. After the stun, we should maybe back up a little bit, see what's going on around us. Now that we have a pick, let's reassess the situation. Reassess what are we looking at next, because the tank is very difficult to kill most of the time. Like, sometimes you'll get a close call or something like this, but you even still with this, you weren't able to pick off the tank just because they have that extra health, that extra lack of damage that they take, or they have that excess health to take all that extra damage. So you want to be able to recognize and spot those other areas that you could be supporting. Like, if instead of charging the tank here, you charged over here, pressured out this side, because they're down the tank, and the Doomfist would need to use his util to get over to you guys. Now that you've swapped the battlefield, so just trying to recognize those situations where, or trying not to tunnel, I guess, is primarily what I'm trying to say. Here, close enough. Where are you? Ah, this one's fun. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I think I miss a pin and then
Yeah.
I'm like,
now, I think you can kind of tell what the issue is here, but
yeah,
it just, you got a little too aggressive, and that it's ending up costing you, because you didn't end up dying, but you do take so much extra damage that, like, if this enemy team was more coordinated, or if you're doing this in MAC or something, you would not be surviving this against most teams that are coordinated. So you want to be careful as to really not recognize, or try not to overextend like this, and if you're going to, you need to make sure that your team knows that you're doing that. So I don't know if you guys were in team comps or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, overextension, way too overextended. Just try not to get killed thirsty. Again, no need to tunnel. Be able to see the bigger picture. Okay. Okay. I like that we're holding this area. This area is great to hold, especially as a Reinhardt. And as a Reinhardt and with a Mei. And actually with the Junk. You guys have a great comp for holding this specific room, because it's very close quarters. However, it only works when you guys are playing together. You seem to get a little confused here, as your team is looking over here, and you're looking over here. Like, yes, you're doing fine by blocking the damage of this soldier. However, we could instead be looking to maybe support out over here.
I was rewatching this, and that was like a free pin on the sleeping soldier in there.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely could have turned. I rewatched this fight, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, and since you have that Lucio, you have that speed boost. Since they look at how split they are as well. Soldiers alone over here, these two are back here chilling, and then sleeping with a Ko over here. So it's you just really have to not to say that you didn't make a decision, but you kind of hesitated here, and like you didn't fully know exactly what you were talking should have been looking for. Again, like I've been stating again, tunneling onto like not really being able to see what's going on or in the game around you, but more just seeing what you see on your screen. Like this, you only see the soldier, right? You cannot tell me right now what is going on behind you if this was live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you need to be you need to try to be more spatially aware, whether it's using sound cues, whether it's using team pings, team information, team comms, which you kind of have from Grizz, because Grizz probably should have been calling coalescence on this side. But yeah, you need to be looking to utilize that kind of information so you know what to be doing, what your decision needs to be, what you want to be doing. But yeah, we'll see it here. Yeah, we hesitate. We want to go for the soldier, but then we double back. So we didn't commit, and now we've split ourselves from our own team. So because we couldn't make that decision, because we were tunneling on what we could only see in front of us, we ended up losing this fight for our team. Yeah, and you get stalled out even more. Okay. What's this? I'm gonna ask you this. Are we with our team?
No.
Yeah. Could we have waited a couple more seconds to either see if Keys and your Ana could get into a position, as well as Grizz and your Lucio get up with you?
Yeah, I could have.
You do it you do know how to regroup with the team. It just, I think there was a small miscommunication, or you just wanted to get into the fight before. Because this is fine. They're just slightly behind. It's not like they're all the way in spawn. But you'd still, if you were waiting that extra couple seconds, you could still be holding these stairs with this, forcing this Doomfist out instead of allowing him to just punch you in. This is a perfectly fine shatter. However, you don't have the team to go in with you because you didn't entirely wait. Like, I think if we were waiting a little bit more, I think maybe the shatter came out a little bit late. I think I saw a couple of opportunities where you could have shattered back before you even entered this room and gotten some. But I think if we had Keys with us, if we had Grizz a bit more up, if we had the Lucio, we would have been more successful. We would have seen more success in this shatter, or just in general. But because of our over-aggression, we ended up getting ourselves picked off first. I skipped over the middle fight because you actually, I mean, you guys won the map as you saw, but it was close. But you honestly played that very well. You played cover, and you didn't really overextend too much. So there was nothing major that I could say.
I remember overextending once terribly.
Yeah. It wasn't horrible though. It wasn't enough for me to, I think, like, need to note down, because you did manage to mainly play well, and it wasn't directly on you, I don't think. Your Winston though is interesting. Your Winston, do you understand how dive is supposed to work?
Yeah, and I know this was terrible. This is not my best Winston game.
Okay, because you guys do play. You are on a dive comp, as you know, outside the support line. Fuck the support line. But you're on a dive comp, so meaning you need to be more patient, and we're gonna see it here in 2 seconds. Where's our team?
I should not.
Yeah, even playing this corner was fine. Playing this corner was fine. All you need to be doing right now as a tank is asking whether or not your Genji and your Sombra are ready to move in on a target. You guys need to... There's nothing wrong with what you just did. It's just that you did it alone. If you had Sombra, if you had Genji, or if you even had Lucio with you, you did well right there. But you did it alone, and that's the only reoccurrence that you're gonna see on this point, is that you're just diving in alone and not waiting for your team. And yeah, that happens. And we'll go to the next two examples, and I believe it's the same thing. Yeah, see, you're alone again. You're just diving in without your team. So the best way to work on this in comp or in with Ryder or in any way is just, you don't want to be the one making the call. Like, yes, you can be. However, but if you guys are gonna be running a Sombra, Iona has run a Sombra before, and when we've run it, we have normally had the Sombra pick the target for us, because they're able to get around, they're able to get over here safely. They're able to stand here without being seen or something, go behind and spot that target for us. So if you guys are going to be running
this fight, we talked about that. After this fight, we talked about that.
Ah, okay.
And then we did that in the fight after this, immediately after, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I also meant to ult there, but I did not.
Died too fast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so next fight we should be seeing a little bit more of a together dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, I see that you got Grizz got the hack on this Sojourn. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's unfortunate they had strong healing. You want to make sure that everyone is ready for that though, not just the two of you, because they're playing very close together as they have been the entire match. So playing close together is very difficult for a dive to figure out how to split up. So you more or less need to pressure for cooldowns and not really going for the kill. Meaning you more want to play your corners. If you're gonna dive to an area like this corner where you could still get healed and not need to worry about taking as much damage, while you're also trying to bait out maybe Soj Slide, which you did successfully. You did successfully bait out Soj Slide. You baited out ult, and you baited out a couple of things. I don't know if there's any support things used, but you baited out a lot of soldiers and a lot of Sojourns. And now if you didn't have ult or nano, then you would have been fine. You could have just dove out, and now your thing is going to be ready for the next re-engage, and then just dive back in. Just all about the rotations and figuring out that engage and disengage, and that you and your team need to be capable of getting that set up and finding that proper timing, which takes a lot of time, which is why dive is one of the more difficult comps to play. I would not have expected it to be perfect within communicating it after a fight. What did I say right here? I had one for 1430. Yeah, not that big. Okay. Do you want to look at another one?
Yeah, I'm gonna check which is probably gonna be the best one to look at. There's some games which I was solo queuing that were like, I think I was playing better in my earlier games.
Okay.
I'm actually not sure about that, because I just hit Diamond and I think I was like, I had a different expectation than like Plat 1, and then it's just like, I don't know, I just did terribly in my early solo queue games.
That's fine. No, there is a difference between Diamond and Plat gameplay, there's a difference between low Diamond and high Diamond, and high Diamond and low Masters. It's very different. Trying to get to all those places.
I just hit Diamond like yesterday, so
yeah,
these are some of my games that I was like, okay, I'm doing kind of terribly.
Yeah, 'cause you'll start to notice it, and there's certain things that you need to be able to start recognizing for yourself, more or less, especially when playing comp instead of like in the team situation, in the team scenario like you normally have played. At comp, you need to be able to adapt to your team, and not necessarily they need to adapt to you. Because with Ryder, you can more or less force your team to adapt to you, because you have experienced players like Nifty, like I forget the rest of your players' names, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not important right now. Yeah. But in comp, they can't always just be adjusting, because it's best if you're able to make that adjustment, because 90% of the players that you're going to run into aren't going to be able to make that adjustment, and everyone is going to be playing their own game. So it's best if you could find the way to become more diverse in your playstyle capabilities that would allow you to then go ahead and support someone else's playstyle, and then in the next game support a different type of playstyle, and that'll grant you more success in comp. because there's a major difference between there's a reason I use the term solo queuing comp or solo queuing when I'm talking to my team, because it's a lot of the times it basically means they're playing their own game, and instead of playing as a team, which is not something you want to be doing.
Yeah. I'm taking a look at the games. So I didn't lose all of my games, but I did lose most of them. So I did play a lot. I only like picked the Reinhardt and Mauga games out of these, but all of my wins were just 100% Junker Queen.
Okay. We're more or less. Let's pick a close game, one that you felt was difficult. Not
The Samoa
like
game was pretty close.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Samoa was a good one for me to look over, because I was able to see good parts of your gameplay as well as poor parts of your gameplay.
I think I sent 2 new codes for Nepal and Busan. I don't think I sent Busan actually.
You sent Busan. You did not send Nepal. Do you want to look at one of those?
Yeah.
Does it matter which one?
I think Busan. What was I playing here? Ryan.
Mauga.
Okay, maybe not another Ryan game.
You have Mauga exclusively on Busan, apparently.
Yes, and I think this game was terrible. Sure.
Okay.
I don't think I played Mauga that well.
That's fine.
I've had better games.
Yeah, Mauga's a new character and not always easy to play. So
I know theoretically how to play Mauga. I just am not there yet.
yeah, that's fair. Does Ryder plan on playing a Mauga?
No. Or I'm not sure yet. We might.
Okay. He's interesting. He's like they want him to be a brawl tank, but I've seen him more as anti-dive poke. He could rerun his brawl. It's just compared to the other brawl tanks, it's very difficult. Because if you run a high damage brawl, you can kind of just counter a Mauga brawl. Okay, Winston.
This game, people said that my Life Weaver was I don't know, some YouTuber on a alt.
Okay.
Which I thought was interesting. Defron.
I like that you're trying to control this space. It looks like you're 2 seconds, not even a second away from dying. But I like that you're trying to take this map control, but don't forget, play with the team. Make sure that your team is with you. Because I know you want to be up here. But this is what you said, solo queue? This is
Yeah, I also wanted to swap here because I saw Mauga, and I don't really like Winston into Mauga.
That's also fair. That's also really fair, but that doesn't mean just go throw away your life, obviously. Yeah, you want to make sure that your team is with you. So you want to be slower on the engage. Just, I think I've said it to you before, turn around real quick and then just turn back around if you have no communication. Just to look and see where is my team? What is my team doing right now? Are they helping me? Are they with me? Are they not with me? What do I need to do to make that adjustment so I have a team? So I'm not just fighting a 1v5 like I'm about to watch. Yeah. Oh, that was a close Suzu. Okay, you understand the Cha-Cha and Gunny aspect of him. That's good. Yeah, they're just snowballing right now. There's nothing I can really say or do.
Our Junkrat started like really tilting during the second and third rounds, and then
well, when you're making plays like that, it's good retreat. You gotta make sure, where is your team right now? Hey, recognize that Junkrat is dead. You need to be able to do that. Something I will say right there is that you overextended a little bit. You just overextended on this corner, allowing you to get to that near-death state. And if they had an Ana, well, if that Ana had anti on you, that would not have been a good situation for you. So I'm just gonna say be careful, especially let's just rewatch it real quick. Like right here, this corner is fine. Why do we need to extend to the stairs? Is my question.
I wanted to try to get the most value out of my E, but I guess I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because your team is also playing the corner. So if they're gonna be getting any value from his boost, it's gonna be happening as well. Yeah, because he soldier shoots through you. You're not. It's not friendly fire. You're not a wall. So he'll just be shooting in the same direction, as well as you'll be taking significantly less damage. So just going forward, you don't need to go all the way over here unless you're planning on engaging or rushing this or brawling this going forward, continuing walking down these stairs. You don't need to go forward, which I don't think you were planning on it. So taking all this extra damage, it doesn't cost you your life, but it's just because they didn't answer you or miscommunication on their part. There it is. Not to saying that you would have avoided that by playing the corner, but it's just more or less work on good habits.
I got it.
Is this your chase? Is my question.
No.
Exactly. Would it, like, if you had if players were running with you, that's fine. But this is something more or less, you just tell your team, soldier behind, and then you just go and assist where there is a bigger threat. Like, yes, soldier is a big threat, but he is a big threat with a team. He is not a big threat alone, because he will not, what is he going to do? Run into the 3 to 4 of you right here? No. Soldier's gonna rotate, so it's best for you to just regroup with your team here and go take care of them killing this Mauga. Now you're fighting a 4-on-1 and then another 4-on-1. Easy win. Instead, now they don't have a tank. Yeah, there you go. The fuck? Oh.
It was the end of the round.
Yeah.
This round did not go well.
Okay.
I definitely shouldn't have, so like the space I chose to take in this first fight was probably not the best because their team just kind of went point.
Like what you're doing right now? Or... Because what you're doing right now is perfectly fine. I like that you were playing this pole. I really like that you were playing this pole and you allowed your team to step up. Because if they decide to push on your team, you'd have a backline of sight. This actually worked out for you. Don't forget about playing cover. I did not know that the drum made noise. Damn.
That Kiriko deserved it, okay.
Also was good. Careful not to get too aggressive here, though. Like, yeah, you don't want to be forced picked off in the kite. What the fuck is your Junkrat doing?
Our Junkrat got really mad.
He's alone.
And then quit.
Or was. fuck just happened? Ah. Y'all just struggling right now.
Yeah. And then our Junkrat got really mad at the game. Because, like, I think the Curie missed one Suzu this fight. And then the Junkrat was, like, absolutely so angry.
Unfortunate. Nothing you could do about those kind of teammates, though. Good D-Mech. Remember to play your corners. This is fine. There's nothing you could do here except for just stand in cover. You just have to stand in cover here. You don't need to be trying to rotate while they're in trans, because that's just, they're allowed to be aggressive in trans. Because it's basically an immortality unless you guys had an Ana, which you don't. So they're allowed. So if you're going to stand here and then try to rotate to where you did, it is going to cost you a lot of extra health. It's going to cost you a lot of damage. You're going to take a lot of damage. And I wouldn't say that don't trust your supports, but don't fully trust your supports in like being able to keep you up while trying to rotate through a transcendence, an enemy trance. So you better bet would have just been to try and stay around here and see, okay, is there an opening for me to rotate? Is trans out yet? Can I do something? And in that situation, no. So it would have been best to just hold this angle. And if we were to try to rotate, we should have looked to rotate out for a little bit and then instead of rotating in. Holy, what the hell?
I think I tried to touch here.
Oh, okay. Oh, that explains why you're melted. Okay, there's nothing you could have done. You had to touch. I'm not going to comment on that. Okay.
I have to back up here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Weaver got a couple.
Yep, and now let's just hold this choke. No need to peek it too much, just pressure them back. They decide to walk in the choke, pressure them.
What went wrong that fight?
I'm trying to figure that one out. Third person's always an easier way. Ah, so you lost Junkrat and your supports were pushed back to point. Oh, you just took a lot of damage, really fast, it looks to me. Yeah, so you lost your soldier early, so that means that you're gonna struggle to hold this area easier. Now it looks like your Junkrat's about to do something dumb. Yeah, Junkrat wants to hold this area, but he gets flanked by these two. So then he's now dead. I think your better bet would have been to actually stay back here instead. If we were able to recognize that, mainly just seeing, okay, we're down one. Is it better to hold on point? Where's my other DPS? You can kind of see him, see that he's probably not going to survive this. So instead of stepping up here to try and help him, yeah, we should have been looking to step back off rip instead of stepping up these stairs to try and support. Being set up, and maybe even trying to pressure out this Ashe a little bit. I think that might have been the better option. Play a bit more defensive than aggressive. Yeah, and you just took a lot of damage because of Discord. Nothing that could have changed. I enjoy the flank, but like I said with Samoa, or in between Samoa and watching this, is there a team?
No.
Yeah. Like, yes, you can contest point, but what's gonna happen if you just decide to sit on point? He's gonna look at you like he did. They're gonna just if anything, he's probably just gonna stay here and continue to pressure out your team. Curie's turning to look. Torbjorn's gonna run down here and shoot you with his little blaster. Like you're unbelievably split here, which you're just not with the team, and there's just no team to support you either. So here you could have just looked to play with the team better. Just even if it's not the thing that you want to be doing, you have to learn to adapt your playstyle to what your team is doing. Maybe it is the better option what your team is doing. It might not always be, But it's no harm in trying to help the team here. Yeah, and now we wasted a lot of time because you had to rotate out. That's a lot of ults. You did nothing wrong there, by the way. It was just ults on ults on ults.
I don't think pushing main here again is the best idea.
I mean...
Oh, well, we were almost out of time.
Yeah, it's the only option, really, unless you guys had the time. Luckily, your team was on point, so you guys were able to contest. But now you want to make sure that what is the biggest threat right now? That you need to find the biggest threat. And yes, it is the Sigma, so you do correct on that. Good ult. Here you need to try your best to just take as minimal damage as you can. That's gonna be hard. Yeah. Mauga's ult is either can be really good or really bad. And that was an example of it being really bad. Okay. So I don't think I need to watch another map, because I think it's kind of reappearing issues, even with the solo queuing and while you're in a 3-stack. So what you need to work on is recognizing the situations that you can be aggressive and being able to recognize what your team is doing while you are playing the game. Whether it's, like I've said, listen to sound cues, listen to your teammates, or just look with your eyes by looking around. Figure out what they want to be doing so that you can be the most supportive tank you can, or the best tank that you can in that game. And then using that, you can then also work on that'll adjust your positioning, that'll adjust your play style, finding all of that. Find that team play that you need.
Okay. How would you recommend, or like just looking around, I don't know, I gotta like try to do that more in game, because like I do get tunnel vision. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the best way to break that is.
It's not gonna happen easy, but one way I found out is to take it slow. You know how like people have said, oh, when you're working out or when you're starting to work out, I don't know if you've heard, but you don't want to just do like athletes do. Like you don't want to just do what like a D1 football player does right off the bat, or else you're gonna hurt yourself or something, and then you're gonna be out for like a week or two. You want to
like ease into it.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna suggest is trying not the tunnel vision. What the best way you could do it is, if you're gonna go into comp, just think, okay, I'm gonna give myself the first fight of this round or this map, and then after that, I'm just gonna play normal. I'm just gonna give myself the first fight to try not to tunnel vision. Try to be aware of what's going on around me, and then over time you add more onto that. You think you try to do it for an entire round. You try to do it for an entire map, and then further on an entire match, as you would, and then just try to just do it slowly, build it up. And then so it'll come over time, because with non-tunnel visioning, or with this kind of thing in general, specifically with video games, it's kind of a slope. You gotta start slow, and then it'll rapidly pick up over time once you get more and more used to it. So I think so just try to work on it slowly over time, and don't hard focus it, or else you're just not going to be able to focus it, and you're just going to get annoyed at yourself, angry at yourself, and frustrated, and you're not going to make any progress. So the best I can say is, yeah, just go ahead and try to work on it slowly over time. And I think by the time you, when are we back in season? I don't know, 3 weeks maybe? Yeah, by the time we're back in season, we should be good. Or you should be more capable. Because what do you guys have? Well, no, you guys don't have good schedule. You guys have played Niagara and Canisius, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of your schedule is going to be tough. Really tough. I believe, unfortunately.
I think so.
Yeah, because I think those are the only two close competition you guys had, unless no, you guys played Fairfield first week. But at this rate, you guys just need to be prepping for AC then, with your gameplay.
Yeah.
So if you could figure out how to not tunnel vision, I know it's going to be easier in whenever Ryder practices. Hopefully you guys have been practicing, but because you'll have all that team information, like I said, with their pings, their comms, and whatnot. But in solo queue, if you could start becoming aware of it yourself, that's even better. Just having that added layer of team play and of what's going on around you. Because the more you know, the more you're able to do, the more you're able to accomplish. Okay.
I think we've had like, yeah, thanks.
Do you have anything else? Or no?
We've had. Well, I was just gonna say what I've been working on.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I've been looking at like a lot of these comms
Okay.
from Hottie.
Ah, yes, Flash Ops. Flash Ops was a horrible
Yeah.
experience for my team. Solid.
Ooh.
Well, we only won one game, and the other four that we won were fucking forfeits because the other team forfeit. So
I watched this game, and this was like some really good comms that well, I thought they were. I didn't know like if they were good or not, because like it's a lot, if that makes sense.
okay, yeah.
I know if it was like
if you're,
comms.
I'll look it over. I'll be able to tell you more later on, after I watch it because it's long.
Yeah.
But off rip, if it's from a pro player, and what are the comms? Is it his team?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting London Spitfire comms then. So those, it's definitely good comms. In no way will I ever say that pro teams' comms are bad. There's definitely probably some errors in it. There's every team has errors, no matter what. But if you're listening to what he's saying, he's definitely, let me guess, he's definitely calling a target, calling a rotation, calling something like that, calling a plan of some sort. That's what you want to be trying to, yeah. So you don't also, like I said, same with the tunneling. You don't want to try to do that all at once. You want to pick the easiest thing to do. Try to learn that first, like target calling. Like, can you call a target right now? And then move on from there. Whether it's a rotation calling, starting to build on a plan, start something like that. And all of that.
I have a list.
A list? Oh, he gives a list in there.
No, I have a list that I made of
Oh.
everything that he does.
Oh, okay. That's
like
good.
every like comm that he calls, and like what I'm gonna try to work on.
Okay, that's good. I don't know if I sent it to you guys, but I sent it to my Iona team because I made a little thing, how to comm spreadsheet, because it's still something Iona needs to work on, because, yeah, it's not fun right now. But comms are very important, and especially the tanks comms, because you are kind of the in-game leader in most people's sense, unless obviously some players have better comms than others. But you need to be talking no matter what, because you see a lot. You see a lot that's going on.
Yeah.
But I'll get that sheet to you when I can find it. I don't remember where I put it. But otherwise...
But I've been working on a lot of that.
Okay.
And, I don't know, that's been going better. But we haven't, like, played with the full team much. So, it's been, unfortunate. The one scrim that we had, people couldn't make it, so it was like
Why do you think that is? Why do you guys think you're not practicing?
I don't know. The holidays rolled around and people were like, okay, we're gonna not practice around this time.
I could understand that.
The first week.
Yeah, we didn't have any practices from like the 20th all the way up into New Year's, which is understandable because of holidays.
Yeah, that's understandable. We had one scrim before that though. And I think we're supposed to like pick up now again, but we haven't, like, Rez hasn't said anything, so I'm like, I just messaged Rez and I'm like, Rez, okay, here's my plan. Do you think that we could do this? And Rez is like, that's an amazing idea.
Okay. So you guys think you're gonna be scrimming soon again?
Yeah.
That's good.
And
how many do you guys plan on doing a week?
One
One
as of now.
One a week.
But hopefully, I hope that we can do two.
Yeah, two. I think even if you guys can try to push for 3, I think that'll give you guys a better shot in a 7-day week. As you guys know, the 8 to 10 hour is very difficult, but hopefully you guys didn't all fuck around with your class schedules and give 8 to 10 as a time for most of them.
Yeah.
But I do believe that the more you scrim, the more capable your team is going to be. Scrimming like once a week is going to make it very difficult for you guys to have a competitive chance if you guys want to make it far in MAC. Even in any season, it's going to be difficult because you have teams like Maris that are scrimming 4 to 5 times a week. I don't know what MSMU is doing. I've heard that they don't scrim at all. Don't worry about that. But that's also probably why they lost to Maris this year. Iona, we're trying to scrim 3 to 4 times a week, and I know other teams. Siena, I've heard their schedule is pretty tough as well. So you don't want to make sure you guys don't want to be falling behind those teams just because you can't get those practices in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I've been playing every single day though, and like trying to get anyone who
Yeah, and that's good.
basically.
Is Grizz coming back?
So, I think that he's still a little bit too busy, so maybe next year. But
Unfortunate. Okay. Oh well, I guess I'll see you. Well, maybe you'll DM me earlier than March, but otherwise I will see you in.
this was great. Yeah, this was very helpful. So like, if I make that improvement and then encounter like another struggle,
Yeah. Even if
Okay.
you want to just check up in any way, shape, or form. I mean, obviously, once we get back into main season, it'll be a little bit harder for me. But I'm also taking I have like 2 days of classes pretty much, so
that's amazing.
it's gonna be horrible because I have 4 days of classes. I mean, 4 classes in one day, in 2 days. So that's not amazing. And
Oh.
it's from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I'm going to be
That was
exhausted.
me last semester.
It's a horrible schedule. I'm not excited.
Ooh.
Oh,
Well, I hope it works out well.
Yeah, we'll worry about that. As long as my Wednesday nights are free is all that matters. Okay. I don't think you have anything else, so.
No, have a good day. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play some Overwatch.
Okay, I will talk to you later then. Bye.
See ya.